What's up, guys? Happy 4th of July. It is Thursday, July 4th, 2024. We're at the Bitcoin block height of 850,688. TikTok next block, and also TikTok next year, next birthday, oh man, the greatest country in the world. 248 years old today. July 4th, 1776. Now, some people say July 2nd. Some people say we really didn't technically get our independence until after we won the American Revolutionary War against Great Britain. But we did declare our independence, and it actually was official because we drew it up July 2nd when those great men, our founding fathers, signed that document knowing that if they got caught, they're going to get hung. We created a nation out of nowhere, out of desperation. We created it basically out of necessity. We had to do it, and we didn't bend the knee, man. We didn't bend the knee to tyranny, and that's what gets me up every day. These men and these farmers and these great, just regular people, man. Regular people. They were not an army like the British, man. Oh, it was great, man. It was great, and a lot of people are going to be celebrating today. Like I told you, I'm on a staycation. I'm back out. I'm about to go to the gym and work today, but I got a room down the strip, so that's cool. But I got to come back and forth in town a little bit because it's a little crazy down there. But I want to talk to you about a couple things. It's just on my mind. I was going to wait till later, but it's early in the morning for me. It's 8:34 a.m. For me to make a video. First of all, I think we really missed an opportunity. The America First Patriots here in America, which just so happen to be mostly Republicans. I don't like all Republicans. I think a lot of them are what they call rhinos, and I think a lot of them are establishment, and they just they put their party and their self-interest before the country, and I don't appreciate that. I don't like those people. Again, establishment. I think we made a big mistake, and I've been saying this for about a month, not doing the RNC on July 4th. The reason why I say that is because we should have declared Donald Trump today on Independence Day, on our 248th birthday. We should have made him the Republican nominee officially, because on July 11th, Donald Trump is going to get sentenced in that kangaroo court. And this is my opinion, YouTube, okay? In that kangaroo court they call New York City up there, where they gave him the quote-unquote 34 felonies. He's going to get sentenced. Now, they can't stop Donald Trump. They've tried everything they can, but it's not working. You know what I mean? And I told you that they've thrown everything at him but the kitchen sink. Now, the kitchen sink, metaphorically speaking, is something that I don't even want to say the words out loud. But, you know, when they try to silence you, when they try to defame you, when they try to put you in jail, and all those things don't work. Let's just say the kitchen sink in this instance is not good, guys. It's not good. But the next thing up from the kitchen sink is probably going to jail before that. And, you know, our RNC convention, the RNC, is July 15th, 4 days after the oh God, I don't like saying those words. The sentencing. Donald Trump is getting sentenced. This is I don't know why. This is why I can't be Republican. Republicans, not you guys, okay? I'm talking about the ones in Congress. They're just so freaking weak. They're bringing a plastic butter knife to a gunfight against these Democrats. These Democrats, you know, once you think one is bad, the Democrats, then you think, oh, Republicans have to be good, but a lot of them aren't, unfortunately. And that's why I think, and I've said this before, Donald Trump is changing not only the Republican Party, but he's changing America. He's forming a new party, similar to the Tea Party, right? On 4th of July. But it's the MAGA party, you know, the Make America Great Again, the America First patriot. You know, I'm going to start telling everybody, you know, again, I'm a populist nationalist. I'm a person that does not like establishment candidates. I don't like the rigged system that we're in. I don't like the money printing. I don't like sending money overseas, and I don't like any of that. You know, I'm a populist and I'm a nationalist, and I love my country. I don't look at it from one party. I zoom out, and I'll talk about that in a second. I zoom out and look at the whole country and all the media from a 30,000 foot depth perception. Okay, I don't get into the funnels of these these crooked journalists and these crooked politicians. But he's changing America. He's sacrificing his life for it. Donald Trump, to me, a lot of people are going to disagree with me with this, but if there was a comparison and you had to line up all the founding fathers and everybody involved in July 4th, or all, you know, 1775 and all 1776 and all up to 1789, when we you know, wrote the Constitution and became a nation and everything else, obviously Donald Trump would be George Washington. Now, let me before you guys start crying about it, some of you, not all of you, obviously I know George Washington was a general, and he was a great leader, and he led battles, literal battles. We're not in a quote-unquote battle right now as far as like a physical war or something like that, but we are in an information war. You know, we are. And Donald Trump, you know, again, I said this in one of the other videos, he is a man that sacrificed his own personal wealth for his country. Meanwhile, you got a guy on the other side who sacrificed his country for his own personal wealth. And I can't back that, man. I can't back that. And Donald Trump has just put everything on the line. He said it, and the reason why I say that little saying I just said is because he basically said it in the debate. He goes, look, he says, if you were doing a good job, Joe, I wouldn't be running. I could live a great life. And I can relate to that on a smaller scale, a much smaller scale, and I'm sure some of you guys could too. I would love to just sit back and chill and not worry about this stuff, okay? I would love to not be talking about this stuff. I would love to not have to fight for my country and not have to worry about, you know, all this LGBTQ plus stuff all over the place and getting shoved down my throat and basically making me bow down to the altar of these people. And that's what Donald Trump's basically saying, is like, if you didn't do such a horrible job with this country, I wouldn't be running. I could be living a life. And exactly, I wouldn't have to make these videos if they weren't printing money. Bitcoin wouldn't be here. We just have a certain amount of dollars in the world. We wouldn't have any greedy quintillionaires and establishment and government agencies that's just absolutely robbing us of everything. We wouldn't have to worry about that, you know. And now all these rules that we have to go by, because again, when you hear these people talking about transgender or transformer rights and all that stuff, it's not rights, guys. It's privileges. They got the same rights as me and you do, right? Again, when I say, I'm going to give you the key words and the code words of these people because they're stupid and evil, right? When the Democrats say democracy, all that is power for the Democrats. When they say rights, transgenders, gays, blacks, what else? Whoever, the people that got the infinity stones of wokeness, when you hear them say rights, all that equals to is special privileges. That's what it means, guys, because I argue with these people all the time. What rights don't you have that I have that you don't, or the quote unquote evil white man has that you don't? What is it? They can, because your feelings, you know what I mean? Somebody looks at you wrong. Listen, if you have a woman's sport, because again, the Democrats don't care about women. I'm gonna go on a little rant here real quick, and I'm gonna get back to the subject. The Democrats don't care about women. When COVID happened, they made them take the shot, right? They didn't care about their bodies. So my body, my choice, or, all this other stuff, women's rights, that's BS, because when COVID happened, they showed you how much rights you had. You know how many nurses I know that lost their job? Also, when it comes to the women, the transgenders or whatever, that to say, the women's sports. When a woman plays a sport, and I was looking at it, you know, the other day when I was watching WNBA, and again, the WNBA is woke. They might start having transgenders in their sport because they're so woke. They bow down to the altar. Well, how is that a woman's right? Well, first of all, how are you protecting women letting a biological man play a woman's sport? That's number one. But number two, that's the most important thing, by the way. If you care about women, you wouldn't let a man with a penis inside the locker room and also outside on the court or the field or whatever, hurting these biological women, because obviously a biological man, whether how you feel about it or not being a woman, you're going to hurt the woman and you're going to dominate the woman. So damn stupid. I don't even know why I'm going to talk about this. And second, how is a man, that says they're a woman, because you're not a woman just because you say so. I don't care what kind of surgery you have, what kind of shots you take, what kind of hormones or whatever, pills, whatever, you're not a woman. How is it taking away your rights as a woman? That's what the men say that are women. They think they're women. How is it taking away your rights by telling you can't play against biological women? That's not taking away your rights. They never said you can't play the sport. If you want to play against biological men, sure, you can. If you want to play against other people that think they're women, sure, you can. But we don't have to fall for your game. And again, that's what I'm talking about. If you want to be gay, if you want to dress up like a woman, so be it. Just don't get me fucking involved. Or these young ladies here that you claim that you care about women's rights, because you don't. It's all nonsense, guys. And this is what I tell my black people on my in my family and friends and stuff like that, because they're Democrats now, because Democrats has gone so progressive and so woke and so far left, they're falling off a cliff. I tell them, I go, this is the side you're on. You claim to be a Christian, but this is the stuff you believe in. And again, you could do whatever you want, just don't bring it to me. That's why I should tell people I'm a libertarian, because I'm like, listen, you wanna go over there and piss on your lawn? Fine, just don't come over here and piss on mine and tell me it's raining and say, hey, I gotta do what you say because it's your right. It's not your right, it's your privilege you want. Okay? So don't fall for the nonsense, man. It's all nonsense. All right? So let's talk about the media, right? So they're freaking out, right? Now I've been paying attention to MSDNC. I didn't watch them early in the day because I was watching CNN and Fox News. I watch a lot of my regular independent stuff too. But I look at everything from, 30,000 feet up. I don't get caught in echo chambers, man. I don't. A lot of people that I talk to, when they're sending me text messages or talking to me, all they're doing is giving me talking points of, each side of the aisle or whatever. Even the things that I agree with, mostly right now with the Republicans. But again, they're confused too, right? Anyways, again, Nikki Haley is the worst politician in America. She's a Republican. I can't stand that woman. I can't stand Mitch McConnell. I can't stand Lindsey Graham. I can list a bunch of Republicans I don't like. Again, I'm an America First populist that loves this country, right? I'm a patriot. That's why I love the 4th of July. It's my favorite time of the year, right? I'm not for any of this team stuff, this red and blue stuff. I'm for the red, white, and blue. Period. End of story. And secondary is orange with Bitcoin. So you got a civil war going on in the Democrat Party, which means there are a lot of in-house fighting, right? Again, these people are not journalists, okay? I repeat, these Democrat operatives, these state propagandists masquerading as a journalist and telling you they're a journalist, they're not. They're on Team Democrat. Same thing with the Fox News Republicans, right? But in particular, at least with the Republicans, the America First Republicans, at least they're in reality, okay? I'll give them that. I don't like Fox News because I don't like what they did, because they're establishment. I don't like what they did to Tucker Carlson. I don't. Tucker Carlson's the truth. He is the truth. I like guys that tell the truth. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, as long as you're in reality. Like, I like RFK Jr. Love him. You know what I mean? But again, I don't believe in his policies because he's a progressive. But I love him and his family. I respect him. But these quote unquote journalists from especially MSNBC or DNC, because they're a Democratic operative, in particular Joy Reid. Now Joy Reid has took and let me talk about Joe Scarborough for a second. Joe Scarborough is one of the biggest propagandists, fakest liars you ever meet in your life. The man tells you when he works on MSDNC, Joe Scarborough, the Morning Joe. Now I haven't watched him this morning. he tells us he's a conservative. He's a Republican because he used to be in the Senate. I think he was a senator or something like that. But now he went over and he's working for MSNBC. Listen, if I was a married man and I was married to a woman and then I started messing around with a bunch of guys sexually and dating men and stuff, and then I told you, oh no, I'm a straight heterosexual male. Just because I used to be married and you used to be a Republican congressman doesn't mean you're a Republican anymore, buddy. Okay, let's stop the fucking act. All right, I can't stand these people, right? If it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, okay? This guy, after the second day, because the first day after the debate, I think it was Friday, because the debate was last Thursday. It's been a week now. Friday, he comes into work, you know, trying to act like he's not panicking and all this other stuff, because he flat out lied to the American people, Joe Scarborough. Lied his ass off, right? Told us that this is the best version of Joe we've ever seen, he said. And F you if you don't believe him. That's what he told us, right? So what happened? He knew the whole time the man was lying, because he wasn't just talking about the DNC. He was talking about not the politically wise. He was talking about personally with Joe Biden. And he made himself look like a fool. Now, any real company would fire that man for lying. But again, he's just doing what he's told, right? He's doing exactly what he's told, except he's a lot more extreme. So when he came on there and had to eat his crow, he went from Joe's the man, we can't ever replace Joe, Joe's going to beat Biden, to, maybe we need to look another direction. And then after that, the weekend, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, he took vacation. All of a sudden, it's a scheduled vacation. He's gone. He's nowhere to be found. He's got his head in the sand. And by the way, he works with his wife right next to her. And his wife is in town, though. So he left her to do the stuff. If you guys are married, do you ever take a vacation without your wife or your spouse? Just saying, man. Looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, okay? Now, you got MSDNC and CNN kind of having a little bit of a civil war, too, in the media. Now, they're not coming out and saying it, but I watched Joy Reid, and if I can find it again, I watched it last night. If I can find it, was it this morning or last night? She was on the thing, because she basically came out yesterday and said this. Now, I'm talking about the news clip, not the tweet I'll talk about in a second. She basically said, well, this is what we're going to do. Yep, Biden had a bad day, but guess what? Trump's bad. But Trump's bad. See, they spam that so much. These guys have made, these mainstream media idiots have made Trump so bad by actually talking about him all the time. Do you know why they talk about Trump all the time? Let me tell you why. It's not because they're afraid that he's going to take their democracy. It's not because of that. It's not because they think he's Hitler. It's not because of that. It's not because of January 6th. It's not because of that. Because they're afraid that they're going to lose their power. They don't believe anything they're telling you, guys. All this shit that they're telling you, not you, but the people, our family and friends that we know that fall for this shit. And some of you guys that are lefties, they don't even believe this shit they're saying. But you do, right? It's all talking points. They get it. It's a funnel. It's all the way up from the establishment Democrat Party all the way down to them. And all they are is an arm of the Democratic Party. And that's it. They don't think for themselves. They're not fucking journalists. They're on a team. They're not independent thinkers. They get their calls. They get their marching orders from them, and they march in lockstep, especially Joe Scarborough and Joy Reid. So anyways, Joy Reid basically said, we're not going to talk about this no more. We're not going to talk about the biggest story of the year, because this is the biggest story of the year. A sitting president that has Alzheimer's, dementia. Well, I don't know, because I'm not a doctor, okay? But if I walk into a hospital and I see a guy that can't walk and he's in his legs, and I look at him and I try to see him stand up and do all this stuff, and you have to tell me, I'd probably say, maybe he's paralyzed, maybe he's not. I don't know exactly, but I know he can't walk, okay? And we've known this since 2020, 2019, 2021, or whatever, when we really knew it, that Joe Biden is suffering from something mentally that's messing up his cognitive awareness and stuff mentally. We know that, okay? But again, when you work for the DNC and you hide that stuff, then when it actually comes out, because again, the only reason, let me say this again, guys, the only reason they're talking about this is because they have to. They hid it from you for weeks, months, and years. The only reason they're talking about it now is not because they care about Joe Biden. It's not because they care about democracies getting stolen. They only care about it because their power is getting ready to get lost, and the jig is up, and they knew they lied to you, and everybody saw it. If everybody didn't see it, they would keep a corpse up there if they could. Okay, they don't care about Joe Biden or anything else. All they care about is power. And this is what I try to tell you guys, man. I'm not yelling at you guys. I'm yelling at the people that I talk to, my family and friends. And I know you feel the same way. So Joy Reid basically says, hey, listen, we know Joe Biden's bad. He had a bad night or whatever, but we've seen what he's done this is the new narrative. We've seen what he's done the last 3.5 years, blah, blah, blah. One bad night, because again, they can't acknowledge the lies they told, because MSDNC won't never do that. Neither is CNN. I'll get to them in a second. So Joy Reid's taking the approach of Trump's bad. Now, remember I told you a couple days ago the Trump derangement syndrome is going to kick up to a new notch? That's what's going on right now. So now it's fear-mongering Trump. Trump is Hitler, right? So now later on that day, CNN, Van Jones, and the rest of them are going to look. Because CNN, again, they're the same thing. They're not as bad as MSDNC. Because sometimes they try to out MSDNC, CNN, the Confused News Network. I used to call them the Cancel Now Network, okay? You know what we call them. The Confused News Network had a panel up there yesterday, and Van Jones was like, look, man, everybody's, on air saying, oh, Joe's this and Joe's that, but behind the scenes, man, we're looking for a new candidate. And again, it's for the same reason MSDNC is not because they're doing good journalism, because they have the last couple of days, they've been telling the truth. It's because everybody saw the truth, and they said, man, we can't spin this. There's no way we can spin this. And they had a big meeting, and what's his name? What's the guy's name that does the, John King, I think his name is, for CNN? A few seconds after the debate, he just let loose. It's like they turned on the green light, said, look, operation's over, let's time to switch. Because again, we work for the Democrats. We still hate Trump, but this is not our guy, okay? But they chose him. They rigged the primaries for him. This is what the Democrats do, guys, real quick. I'm sorry this video's so long. The Democrats are the opposite, the antithesis of democracy. In 2016, Hillary Clinton won the primary, right? She got the nomination. You know why she won it? Because they rigged the primaries against Bernie Sanders. Listen, you don't gotta believe me. Do your own research. Don't trust, verify. Then in 2020, Hillary Clinton was there's so much stuff that came out with Trump from 2016 to 2020, and everybody started to really find out stuff about Hillary Clinton. They go, look, even though Hillary Clinton's popular and all this other stuff, she's so bitter. There's so much stuff with her and her husband. We can't run her. So they rigged the primaries for Joe Biden over Hillary Clinton. Now in 2024, I can't say who is the leading candidate over, the smaller people in 2024 under Biden, because there was a group of them. But they basically funneled all the Democratic votes to Joe Biden. Did you see any debates? Did you see any real primaries? They only gave you really one choice in 2024. They rigged their primaries for Joe Biden. And again, you don't believe me? Look it up yourself, right? So don't give me this shit about democracy. They don't care about democracy. Again, democracy equals power for the Democrats. Period. End of story. Now look what they're doing to their political rival. Do you think Donald Trump would have all these cases if his name wasn't Donald Trump, he wasn't running for president? You tell me, man. You tell me. Again, common sense, guys, right? So that's what happened. So now CNN's like, look, man, we got to get our power back. We cannot lose our power. And the thing is, because they rigged the primaries and because Joe Biden picked an affirmative action hire in Kamala Harris, because that's what she is. She's an affirmative action hire. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. You will die by the DEI affirmative action sword, right? Because now you can't replace her, because if you do, you're going to lose all the black votes. The idiots that are black that are voting for Kamala strictly because she's black, that's why she's voting for. And you got people like Charlemagne the fraud, Charlemagne the devil. They call him Charlemagne the God, but that's not, he ain't no God. He's a propagandist too. He's what I call a confused Negro. Idiot, man. Complete idiot. Him and Stephen A. Smith. All of them are in the same bucket. Anyways, I can't stand black people that make millions and millions of dollars get up here and tell us that we can't make it. We're oppressed and we're victims. I cannot stand people like that, man. There's nothing worse than that. Nothing worse than that. For me, as a black man. Second, as a white liberal, telling me that I'm oppressed and they're here to save me. Anyways, so now they're in panic mode. So now you got CNN telling the truth, MSDNC covering up, saying it's one day. Oh no, it was a cold. Oh no, it was a schedule. The G7 schedule, even though it was 11, 12 days before that. Making excuse after excuse after excuse. Corinne Jean-Pierre and Joy Reid basically read off the same script oh, Biden's the strongest he's ever been. He's doing all this work and blah, 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 right? Meanwhile, they're staging a coup against Biden behind the scenes. And rightfully so, by the way. Now, let me ask you a question. If they replace Joe Biden, I don't know or not. I don't know if they're going to do this. If they replace him, do you think they're going to have a Democratic vote and let the people vote for the guy they want? Or is going to be about 10 or 20 people put in the person they want? You tell me. And I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. But if I was a betting man, hey, but if they were smart, I would be boosting up all these people, man. These 6, 7, 8, top people. And if I was the Democrats, and give the people their choice. Because again, I believe they're going to vote for him anyways, no matter what. It doesn't matter who they are. When they go to vote, when they say a D against Trump, because they vilified Trump, because Trump's the Antichrist, Trump is a Nazi, the leader of Nazi Germany, Adolf Hitler, and all this other stuff. So Joy Reid puts out a tweet saying that, I don't know why you guys are doing this. I'm getting all these text messages saying that, Joe Biden's too old and this, that, and the third. And, well, you guys had a choice to vote for somebody else. And she told the truth about that in the primary she was talking about. But I don't care if he's a corpse. I'm voting for the good man, because Trump is Hitler and all this other stuff, right? She's just telling you out loud that I work for the Democrats. I am not a journalist and I'm not objective. Why the fuck would you watch something like that all day, every day, right? If you want to get news, go get the damn news. Now, if you want to be balanced and watch some of the bullshit over there, watch some of the Fox News, watch some of the Independents. But I know people that literally, that's all they watch is one side. And I'm just like, this is why when I talk to a lot of Republicans that love Nikki Haley, I'm like, you're watching too much Fox News, man. Oh, Ron DeSantis. Now, Ron DeSantis is in between, way closer to Donald Trump than Nikki Haley, but he's an establishment candidate too. Now, if I had to pick somebody besides, because my number one guy is Vivek Ramaswamy, hands down. My number two guy is Donald Trump. I love Donald Trump, but I like Vivek Ramaswamy better. He's my perfect candidate. But I would not pick Tim Scott as my VP. He's establishment. But if I had to pick between Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley, I'd definitely pick Ron DeSantis. Nikki Haley got most of her votes from Democrats. Need I say more? But anyways, guys, don't get caught in the echo chamber. Know the coup now, what's going to happen. There is a civil war going on with the Democrat Party. But I think the America First Patriots, that happen to be some Republicans at the RNC, made a big mistake, guys. Not unifying on July 4th and making Donald Trump the nominee, and said, a week before the quote-unquote sentencing, and say, look, we're going to stand together. We're declaring our independence from this absolute two-tier tyranny justice system. We're standing up against this, and we dare you to try to sentence this man, our presidential nominee. We dare you to do it. But of course, the Republicans in Congress, not you guys, are weaker than a soup sandwich. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And again, guys, listen, man, I know I rant. I know I talk about this all the time. It's election season. Guys, we got to get these people's head out of there and you know what. But at the end of the day, man, get yourself strong mentally, spiritually, physically. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And love people, man. Just love people. And even though it feels like we're separated and it feels like we're divided, just remember what our great founding fathers did for us on this great day, on our birthday, the 4th of July. Try your best not to argue with anybody. Love thy neighbor. They are our brothers and sisters under God and under this country in America. And we just got to keep fighting peacefully. And we got to make sure everybody understands we're in a psychological war. But we are the United States of America. We are the strongest nation in the world. Today is a day. I want you guys to get out there. I don't know if you're going to be at a cookout or wherever you're at. Talk to people about the Declaration of Independence. Talk to people about how our great nation got formed. And don't worry about the lies and all this other stuff. We are the United States of America. Because united we stand, divided we fall. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to pray for you. Pray for your family. Hope you guys stay safe. Keep your head on a swivel. God bless you. God bless this nation. And happy birthday to the greatest nation in the world, the United States of America. And thank you so much, God. And thank you so much, George Washington, and all the founding fathers and everybody that came before us and died for us, for we can have these great liberties. And I'll be damned if I stand around and let these people take them from me. And I know you won't either. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.